You don't just grow out of being the child of an alcoholic. So if you've only landed here for the first time, my channel is about mental health and well-being. I talk about the ways that I feel and my emotions and how I sort of maneuver through my life in spite of some of the struggles that I've had. And so if that feels like something that might be of benefit to you, then I'd love for you to subscribe and turn on the notifications so you know each and every time I post a video. So as you can see, I'm probably not as organized as I normally am with the videos, but that's great. Look, you're getting a bit more of the authentic me, right? So today I've been at a conference for NACOA with the great mental health ambassador from Lowestoft, Todd. And what was interesting is that the conference was predominantly for teachers and stuff within a university, within a school. We were there representing NACOA, and it was predominantly, obviously, adults that were coming around, teachers, right? So it wasn't young people. And what I've found over the years of engaging with so many different COAs, children of alcoholics, people that have struggled with their parents drinking, is how unjustified adults feel like they are in their struggle. They will nearly always play down their own story. They will, even if they've heard mine, which obviously wasn't really happening today, but when I tell them my story, they will often reflect and kind of devalue their own experience and keep telling me that it wasn't as bad for them and it wasn't quite as bad. What's important when it comes to talking about children of alcoholics is the ways that it makes us feel. And if you want to compare and if you want to weigh up your story against other people, then weigh up the ways that you feel. And what you'll find normally... Yeah, she is outside by herself. What you'll find normally is that children of alcoholics, we often have lots of things in common when it comes to our struggles. And so we shouldn't compare the external stuff. And being the child of an alcoholic isn't something that you just grow out of, right? It's not that you reach a certain age and all of a sudden you can manage and cope with the ways that makes you feel better. Certainly that's not been my experience. And I don't think it's been the experience of many of the people, all of the people that I speak to. Healing can be like a lifetime's work, right? And that's okay. So what I really just wanted to quickly talk about today is that if you're an adult child of an alcoholic, and that means if at any stage in your life you've had a parent that drinks too much and you feel affected and impacted by it, then it doesn't matter what age you are. And that means if you had an alcoholic parent when you was younger, they might have got sober, they might have found recovery, they might no longer be here. It may have been years and years and years since you've seen them or experienced what it was like to live with them. You're still justified in your struggle. No matter how far along you have gone, you are still justified in your feelings, and you shouldn't devalue your own experience. This healing journey for me will certainly be a lifetime's work. But the key point in that is just knowing that I'm allowed to struggle, okay? I'm allowed to have days where I just feel like it's getting too much for me, right? And I'm allowed, as the child of an alcoholic, to know that I struggle. And that's just really important. So yeah, look, today is just really about coming away from the idea that your age somehow makes you less justified in your struggle. You know, people would approach the stall today where we were raising awareness for NACOA. Adults would approach and you would see their face, they'd pick up a leaflet, they'd look at it, you'd see their face go, that's me. And then they would look at you and they'd want to say something, and then we would quickly mention that we have young people as well as adults, and then instantly they would recognize and resonate with what we're about, what NACOA is about. And that's important, yeah? That's what I want people to know, is that this video is not about giving you any tips or tricks. In fact, I don't really get too involved in that, full stop. But today's just about letting you know that you don't grow out of it, right? And you shouldn't feel weak or silly or bad that you haven't grown out of it, because that's just not something that happens, right? Adult children of alcoholics struggle. Young children of alcoholics struggle. It is a struggle in general, and one that doesn't just go away. It's just a message really because look, most of the people that I interact with, actually, I'm doing more and more with young people, but most people that I interact with are adult children of alcoholics, right? And look, I struggle still today, and I lost my dad 25, 30 years ago, right? And it's still an ongoing process. The feelings, the behaviors, the processes, the layers that it's left behind are still there, right? And I know that I'm justified in that, and I have compassion for myself and compassion for how I react to that, right? And so should you.